said you need more grounding and you're trying, I'm putting it in air quotes, to ground. Are you staying connected to yourself and doing the
Yeah,
music method? How many
yeah.
times are you doing it? Because you might need it more.
I've been doing it a lot. I mean, yesterday I did it a few times. Every time I would just like look at some post or something and just pause. I just did the muse method. And I literally yesterday, so my sister they went to a wedding and my niece just bought a baby kitten, like a 4 week. She's like this tiny. And then my niece was like, "Can you watch her?" And I actually did the muse method with her once because she was like, she's so tiny. She's just like on my chest. And I was like holding her and just did the muse method. She fell asleep. Um, yeah. And
There's
it's
for
funny. I know. And I was just literally when I was with her yesterday, I was like, okay, well, because my sister's like, oh, she's not peeing in her litter box, she's not pooping, she's not sleeping, she's not doing any of that. And so I went over yesterday and right then she got like all cozied up by me and like so I was like, okay, my energy is probably calm because it's a baby. Like she's a baby kitten and she feels really calm next to me. And so I'm, maybe like I am probably radiating peace because usually baby kittens they get all like I don't know, I guess animals can sense.
yeah.
But she was, like, giving me her belly, like, she was just, like she's so tiny and, like, and so I was like, "Okay, yeah, my energy is calming," but, like, it was more calm around the baby kitten. I felt that. With
Yeah.
Zeus, my energy, it's
It's different.
not really that calm because he's just acting wild, and so I don't know. I mean, I did notice that whole thing, and then it calmed me down even more. And I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. I'm just gonna like lay here with this little baby kitty.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that was another way to kind of like help
Yeah.
me kind of ground. Well, pretty much yeah, ground. Because I felt like I was next to a baby and I was taking care of a baby and I just yeah. I did it just calmed me down.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what are you doing when the fear shows up around court next week?
I am just honestly, I have been like kind of getting triggered by it. Yes, I
Oh,
do. Like I did catch myself getting all pissed off and triggered and whatnot. But then again, it was like, well, this is the end. I gotta fear it. Like I just gotta, I mean, I can't, I gotta face it. Uh, whether I'm scared or not is just something that's gotta happen. And so yeah, I'm just, and oh yeah, so let's rewind a little back. So like let's one of the fear was joining yoga again or something outdoor or signing up for like a class with people that I don't really know or anything and I did it on Saturday. So that was awesome.
and how did you feel after?
I felt good. I felt
Okay.
like I felt like there was something that like I just got like yes, I overcame something because it's been such a long time and I did not go and sign up for yoga or even when I was, chatting with the yoga effect and all of them, they were all like, yeah, we chat with you on Instagram and stuff like that and like good to see, you in person. Um and yeah, I was just like I felt really relieved. Um
Mhm.
like, wow, that was like a big step of something that I did. And I had to do it before the court date because I was like, it was just something that like I was like, wait, it's been so long. Why don't I sign up for yoga after that? And then again, it was like, oh, maybe it's still like triggering me or something like that. And I just did it and I showed up and it was awesome. The sun was shining, like the weather just went
Yeah.
from like gloomy to like whoa. And even Anna was saying like, oh, I hope the next time we do this, like the sun, like the sky gods are like happy or something like that, or they're just like because everyone was like, yeah, the weather just totally changed. Like it was just something the universe wanted me to do it.
But look at how you leaned into the fear. You didn't run away from the fear. You've done it before. You've ran away. You haven't allowed yourself to do yoga. and that didn't support you. This you felt relieved and awesome after. So you use the energy of fear, which is like an air emotion. You let that air blow some new breath into you so that you could expand into more of you, right? So now how, like, what is it creating for you right now? There's no wrong answer. What is it creating for you right now by being pissed off and triggered by court? Because that's the fear has got you. So what is that creating?
It's inviting me, or
But what is it creating right now by you getting pissed off,
oh,
triggered by court? What is that currently creating for you?
it just creates like a mood where I'm like, just not, I'm just more low vibrational mood, like where you're just like kind of like, or like you're just walking around and on autopilot, kind of like
Hmm.
not really connected with things around you because you're just thinking about something else that you're gonna face pretty soon. And so that's one thing. Um, then it also creates that it like increases like the amount of how angry I am with like, and then like I'm like, oh my God, then I'm thinking about the war and I'm thinking about, so it's just like it's creating more chaos inside of me than me just saying that, hey, it's something that I gotta accept. I knew this was gonna happen. Don't fear it. Calm down. Right
Well,
now,
rather than, how about are you open to doing it differently? Rather than telling yourself, don't fear it, I need to calm down. Because what if that's like just kind of pissing you off more and be like, no, but this is here. So would you be open to using the fear, just like you did with yoga? You had a little example of what happens when you use the fear. You
yeah,
literally got to see the weather shift
yeah. No, that
by
was
using the fear as opposed to being consumed by the fear. So right now you're telling me it's not wrong. You're being consumed by the fear and being triggered by court, and it's increasing your anger and creating more inner chaos. It is creating a lower vibration mood for you, and you're not present. You're on autopilot and you are not connected to anything else around you. You're kind of like a zombie.
yeah.
So, what might happen if you could get alongside of yourself and say, okay, I see you, fear. We're going to do this. We're going to walk towards this thing that's coming up that we cannot change. What could that create?
Well, that would definitely create more peace inside. And then obvious like so like before going to yoga, I was thinking, I was like, should I go? Should I not go? And I was about to back out. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to go. I don't know why. I just don't want to go or something like that. But then I was like, no, I do want to go. I just don't want to go because of the fact that I'm like, I'm fearing it and I'm thinking all of this.
Right.
And so that's something that I know with court and everything. I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to face this. I don't want to do this. I just, but going there and face it, like, just going to like yoga and all that and doing all that, it was like, it turned out awesome. The weather turned out, my mood turned out amazing afterwards, everything. And so, what if, what if court, like, it was going to be a huge relief? What, because of the fact that it all end and that's it. Like, I learned my lesson and it's just that, yeah. So, like, I shouldn't really fear. I should look at it like that. Like, hey, just show up the way show up however you are, sad, mad, whatever. But it's just
Yeah.
in that moment, the mood will change. It's because it's just gonna be over. So yeah. I mean,
Well,
I know I have to face it. So
yeah. And look at you got to experience what happens when you walk alongside of fear. Like you were in that battle in your mind of like, I don't want to go. Should I go? And of course, you knew like you would feel better. But until you took the action in your body, doing the yoga, did you experience it? That's like you embodying the knowing you had, right? But that meant you had to face the fear and be like, okay, we're going to do this anyway. Even though I'm scared, I'm going to go. So what if this is another invitation of I'm going to do this anyway, even if I'm scared?
Yeah.
'Cause either way, Nosheen, if you deny it and you're like, I don't want to deal with that and avoid it, it's not going to make it go away.
No.
You've done that before.
Yeah.
It didn't work out well. So this way you're like, okay, here it is. I'm going to go in. I'm going to move this fear. Where do you want me to breathe? Where can I breathe and expand more? Go do that. Anytime you're triggered this week, are you up to do that?
Yeah.
Anytime you're triggered, just be like, Muse method, where can I breathe and expand more? Go do that. Go take a walk in nature, go play with your cells in the lab. Like go do wherever whatever that is that helps you to breathe and expand more.
Mhm.
Because fear is right now, it's in your head and it's causing you to disconnect from your body, right? Is that true? And then life isn't touching you anymore. When you're on autopilot and you're going through the motions, life isn't touching you. You don't even know what you just walked by.
Yeah.
So what if right now it's literally the fear is like got its hold on you and you can't feel life. But you're like, "Oh, I see you fear. I'm going to hold you fear. I'm going to be with you fear." So let's do it right now. Let's do the Muse method. Honor whatever that fear is. Hold yourself however you want. We're going to close our eyes, follow our breath. Sink in, slide in, move your hands to wherever you can sink into more of you. So I'm going to add a little element to this, but we're going to do traditional, regular Muse method, connect and expand as far as feels safe, being with the fear. And just notice what happens as you're with the fear without trying to change it or fix it. And just keep being with that as you stay connected, Nosheen. And now just try to imagine. You don't have to think about it. Really just allow it to happen. Allow yourself to just think about everybody. And I know I just said you don't have to think about it, but just allow yourself to be with everybody that has supported you, that has gifted to you, that has believed in you in some way. Imagine they're surrounding you and you are breathing in their support as you are with the fear. And maybe that's your ancestors too, those that have come before you and Mother Nature. Just breathe in all of that support too as you keep connecting and expanding being with the fear. And just take two more breaths here. And then just make your way back when you're ready. So what did you notice in that?
Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie right now. I was
Yeah.
cold earlier on and like I'm like really hot right now.
Hmm.
I'm really warm. Like right when you said that, imagine everyone that supported you is here. Or
Hmm?
I literally just felt really warm.
Oh,
And I thought about like literally all the stuff that happened within the 2 years. Even like finding Zeus was like, hey, Zeus is here to support me, you know? Um,
maybe.
but no, I feel really warm right now. I do. Um,
What does that mean for you? That you were cold before we started, and then now you feel warm after being with the fear and connecting and expanding. What does that mean for you?
yeah, just that I'm letting the fear flow. I guess. Um, like it's just the warm feeling it's feeling because of like, yeah, there have been a lot of people that have been like I talked to about, well, not like about this issue, but like just stuff in general, and like, and then sometimes this would come up and stuff, and it's like, yeah, I did get support from a lot of people.
Mhm.
And so that was just thinking about the past 2 years and everything and what I've done and
Mm.
good stuff that I've accomplished, even though knowing that I'm gonna have to go to court for 2 years. Like, I'm proud of myself that I did not just stop life or pause or anything.
Yeah,
I mean, I did. There were times where I would just be like, okay, I need time to like let this. I need to feel my feels or something like that. But it's not like I'd never stop doing the stuff that make me happy, like going
right.
out, teaching kids outside in nature, even though knowing that that area is like close to Elwha and all of that. Like, I just, and that one time, remember when the last meeting I was telling you how at first I was like, hell no, I was like, and I could go, but I did go and it turned out to be really good. And so maybe this fear is just all in my head.
Maybe. And maybe it's here to breathe some new life into you and say, wait, what if you can do more than you can imagine? Even with this thing that's on your record that hasn't stopped you,
Yeah.
it hasn't limited you. Even when you thought it might, it didn't. Your background came back clear.
Yeah, see? And then I still questioned it, like, how? Well, why? Well, I mean, it did, but why am I questioning it?
What else could be possible if you started to get on your on like to have your own back? Because in a sense, the universe had your back, and then but why?
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah, it's weird. That's the thing.
you.
That's what I'm like wondering. I'm like, why do I like question it though? Like, I should just think it and like be like, hey, this is probably this this is something that is just like it's teaching me something, but also in the same way it's teaching me not to like go small or just shrink and not go after what I want. But then I'm like questioning it, like, wait, why did it come out clear? Like, and that's the thing. It's like, well, then maybe the universe is probably like, what, you wanted to come out bad? Like, what, why are you questioning it now? I mean, there are times I there are times I sit and think, I'm like, gosh, my guardian angels are probably like, what is wrong with her? Like, why is she not accepting this? Um,
But you realize it. Nosheen, let's celebrate the fact that you are realizing it and how much you've accomplished in the last 2 years. You did not let it stop you. There were moments of it because I remember you said last time that like you weren't giving yourself permission to do like the goat yoga with the little baby goats, and you're like, I'm
yeah,
gonna start doing that again. I can go on different days, and like you started to open up other possibilities. So when you hear yourself or notice in your brain that you're saying why and you're questioning, what else is possible? Like it's a great time to stop and be like, oh yeah, that's my old way. That's what you were taught, was to question it.
yeah,
And now you're being invited into this new way. So it's going to take a little bit of time. So rather than beating yourself up that you're doing it wrong, you're not doing it wrong. What else is possible? What doors are you opening up for me that I don't yet see?
yeah.
But do you feel a difference in that, in those two questions? Like when you start with why versus what else is possible? What other doors are you opening?
No, I did.
Yeah.
I do now I do like correct myself when I'm like, why? But I'm like, wait, no, no, no. I gotta say what. Because I do remember you saying like, what is this teaching you? Now, why is this happening to me? Like, what is this leading you to? And so I did. I did change
Good.
that what to a why. No, no, not that why to a what. Like,
Yes.
what else is there? Is there something else or something like that? Like, um, for example, the volleyball. Johnny and I went
Mhm.
over the weekend, and that was a place that I was actually gonna go with Danny and Faith, and so
Wow.
I never went there, but me going there was like awesome. I mean, except for like the vole thingy that I think I like stepped on and like I mean, they weren't moving. Like so I read about it. When they're in fear, they don't move. They freeze. That's one of their response. So the
Yeah,
one that was outside the door, I guess, froze because the other one released like something. Like I was reading, when they're under fear, one will release some kind of like smell or something that the other one was just gonna freeze. And so yeah, I even took a picture of the one that was outside, but the one that was inside, he was like, and I was trying to fix him, like, or, just, I don't know. I felt so bad. I was like, oh my God, I think I killed him or something. And I couldn't even use a bathroom or anything. But that was like another thing was like, what is this teaching me? Um, and so, yeah, the freeze or flight response or something, it was scared and it just froze there. And it was like, you know, other prey can come and like attack it or
right,
something because it just froze. It couldn't move. And it was the easy way for us to even like attack it. But so what was that trying to teach me? It's like, don't freeze. Keep moving with that fear, right? Or I mean,
yeah,
because before I saw it differently, and then I'm like, when I read about their behavior when they're afraid. So I'm like, well, is this telling me not to? And I thought about that too before yoga. I was like, well, if I'm in fear and I'm just in one spot, it's like, well, what is this going to do for me? It's not doing any good. And so I got to move. I got to take the fear and just move with it. And
right.
so that was like something that I just kind of sort of, I'm like, wait, maybe that was the universe giving me a sign. Like, hey, that's why I saw what I saw. And today, like, I need to use that wisdom or that and go with it.
Yeah. Well, what if it was a mirror for you of what you'd allow in little ways, like by not going to the Volleyball for the last 2 years? You let yourself be in the fear and in the fight, or not. You were in the fawn, I guess is what it would be technically. You would be in the fawn of just like kind of being in the space of playing dead, not letting life fully touch you. And
Right.
like once you gave yourself permission to go to the Volleyball, you're like, I love this. And they might have all both been alive, Nosheen. What if you didn't
Mhm.
step on it? What if you just grazed it and he just was fearful because you're so big and he's so little? Like it takes the smallest thing because you've been triggered by court for the last I don't know how long and it's not even here yet. But yet you've been like somewhat going through the motions, right?
Mhm.
You've been walking around like a zombie because of the thoughts in your head of something that might happen in the future that you don't even know, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna act that way anymore. I'm gonna see you, fear, and have conversations with your brain. When your brain is just like wanting to go in autopilot and wanting to like focus on being angry, the anger show up for you too. It's rising up at you because your body's like, I don't want to do it this way anymore. It wants you to choose something different.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're telling me you're getting angry, like while you're in when you're been triggered, I'm like, of course you are. Because your body's shutting down and you're like, this isn't it. Nope. So then the anger rises up and it's like, oh, there's that fire because I like in a sense abandoned myself and let myself
Yeah.
just stuck in the triggered space and I didn't let life touch me anymore. Thank you, anger. Oh my God, thank you for rising up so that I could choose to be like really working with life.
Yeah.
But move the anger too. You got to do both.
Yeah. No, I did. So yeah, no, I like how you said that, like, that talk to your anger or just say, hey, like, because that is, I'll get
Yeah.
angry if I don't do something that I want to do,
Mm,
knowing that, oh yeah, because at that time the anger pissed me off or whatever in that moment, and I don't want to do that anymore. I don't. Those are like that was me in the past that I would do that, and I didn't see any like anything good out of that. It was just me
right.
just not listening to myself. And yoga is something that I love doing, and I want to do more of it, and I want to take more of your classes and everything because it did, but I, yeah, I was going against myself for not doing it. Um And so that day when I did it, I was like, whoa, yeah, this was that feeling where I like get the fire inside of me and like just, because I know that it did good to me. And I didn't, sign up for any yoga, but like, why? Why? What was that teaching me? I'm like, why? But no, what did I learn for not from not signing up for yoga? I just abandoned myself, and that's not a good thing. And and yeah, I didn't listen to my body, or like it wanted to do it, but I didn't because of the fact that I was afraid or scared or like pissed off at something. But it's like, no, what if that was like redirecting me to more yoga classes or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it was here for you, but your brain was resisting it because it felt scary? So when you recognize it when it's showing up, thank you, brain. I know you want to protect me, but we're going to go and do this thing because I feel really good after.
Hmm.
Because your brain is doing what it knows best. Nosheen, you not doing yoga for this time, it's not wrong. You gathered a lot of information. And it showed you that when you operate from fear, you lose connection from your body. And you're like, oh, now I want to see when I'm operating from the fear so I can use the fear to move me, not stay stuck and stay in the fight or flight.
Hmm.
Because like what is that how do you notice when the fear is showing up? Is it yeah, how does that show up in your body? When you're triggered by like the court stuff, when you're, you know, when you're in that fear place.
I get aggressive, or I'll start cursing, or I'll just start like
Mm.
lashing out, like, and then I will bring in other issues of the world, and then start blowing up about that too. And then when I'm in peace, I've noticed that I'm just peace. I don't want to get involved with what's going on in the world. I don't even like want. I just want my peace. Then when I'm getting angry or triggered, I realize that I'm looking for trouble. I am trying to start something with people because of the fact that I'm mad, but I'm angry. And now instead of like saying, hey, let me pause and let me think about what's making me angry. Now I'm gonna start stuff, or I'm gonna go get involved with the whole, you know, the posts online and about what's going on. And I'm gonna get mad about that too. Then there's a lot of things that I'm getting mad about, because it's like a thing. It's like a domino effect, like one thing and then the other thing, and then I'm thinking about blah, 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 blah. And but it's like, but when I'm in peace, that's all I feel. I feel
Yeah.
peace, you know, and I wanted to I know you can't stay in that state because of everything, just being peaceful and all that, because yeah, there's going to be triggers here and there, but it's like, how do I not let that one trigger affect me to the point where now I'm just trying to look for more issues, and like, yeah, like, and and starting other stuff.
So when
That's
you're
what I realized about me in the recent time. I was like, wait a minute, wait, no, no, no. I was just fine, but now one thing is getting me mad. And now I'm cussing at people. And now I'm like looking online for like issues just so that I can like get more mad at them.
but is it also taking you further away from you?
Yeah.
Okay. So like you get triggered and then this domino effect starts. But what I heard in you is when you get triggered, then your brain starts to add more fuel to that. And then it gets so far out here about this thing outside of you that you have no idea of what's happening inside.
Yeah.
It disconnects you completely from your body because your brain is just like, I need more fuel, more fire, more. But now you're starting forest fires outside of you. Versus when you're in the place of peace, now you're creating ripples of peace outside of you.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. Like trying to maintain peace at all times, that might be impossible. I don't know if we're going to say it's still possible, and you're human. So if you can notice when you're triggered, like when you start to feel aggressive, like is there any other check engine lights that happen when you start to feel aggressive before you start cursing and lashing out?
There's probably a lot. Like, I feel more tense. I feel more like, I'm gonna notice that next time.
Yeah, but
I
even
know,
just what you because
n-
you said tense and then you said what?
no, like I know that it just gets me all tense feeling, and then I can feel my heart just racing, and I'm just like, more, more,
Ah,
more. I'm just getting, yeah. And then it's like an uneasy feeling. It's like you're not really in that moment, like it's like, no, it could be bad because then I'll say stuff that I regret later. And I don't want to say stuff out of anger and regret it later. It's because in that moment, yeah, this is the anger talking, not me. And so
yeah,
that's why I like how you said I'm moving away from myself. And then I start saying things that I don't mean. But then I gotta be like, wait, no, no, no. This is what I really like. Why am I letting this anger? And anger comes up because I even shared a post saying like anger is it's a good thing because anger does come up because when you care, when you're really like, whoa, why is this like this? So that I accept. But I don't want it to like, no, I don't want to go into more issues and look for more issues and be like, oh my God, no, yeah, now look at this. Or, just,
yeah.
uh,
And it's not wrong, Nosheen. You've had a lifetime of feeding the anger, right? Of reveling out with the anger, of like letting it take you down in a sense.
yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's not it. But anger's here for you. It's here so that you can rise up and choose differently, so that you can use the anger for passion, because anger and passion are the same fire emotion. So now it's honing that gift of anger that you have to fuel your passion. So when you start to feel the tension in your body and you're feeling aggressive, go do some movement, explosive jumping jacks, go take an angry walk, move the anger. What are you inviting me to choose differently? And then see what happens.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I work out.
yeah, or work out. But it's doing it real time. Like when the anger's alive in you, move it
Hmm.
before you lash out. And if you lash out, good. Gather information. Oh, when I lashed out, I noticed my heart was completely racing. I had completely disconnected from my body, and I was operating all from my head. Cool. It's so good to know. Thank you for showing me. It's not wrong. Don't make it wrong. It's just saying, oh, there it is. I did it again. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, I did. I did catch myself doing a lot of things like that. I'm like, oh wait, no, this is me. Machine, you don't have to share this. You don't have to say this mean stuff that you're about to say. Just stop, pause, and like, I don't know. Instead of like moving the anger with like posting more angry stuff, no, I gotta go do something else. And so yeah, um, that is that is something that I've learned. I do that. It's like when I'm mad at one thing, I'm gonna try and suppress that, and I want to try to look for more trouble, and I'm gonna like and then I'm gonna be like, I'm unstoppable now. Like mess with me, and I will fuck with you, and blah blah, like that. And then later on, when it all hits, and I'm like, oh gosh, why did I do what I did? Um,
Yeah. But did
and
you hear
it's like, yeah, I
that?
go and look for more trouble.
You
I suppress.
suppress it and look for more trouble. So what might that create for you if you started to just be, rather than suppress it, you're like, oh, I'm going to be with you. What might that do for you?
It'll let me. Hmm. Well, it'll let me feel the initial thing that's making me angry
Right.
fully and not put that down and now start look for more angry stuff because I don't want to, because I'm suppressing this anger.
Right.
Oh yeah, I think that is the issue. It's
Mm,
like well, that's the whole thing in this is like, yeah, if there is something that's pissing me off. Like for instance, like with the whole thing with Danny and court and all that, and like that would if I start thinking about that instead of getting like a little bit angry. Now but then I'm like, wait, don't think about it. So I just suppress it. Then I'm looking for other trouble to like fill in that anger, and then that's getting sunk in deep. And then now I'm adding more and more and more and more. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Now there's like so many layers of anger that like I didn't deal with that one. I didn't let myself sit with it. And now I'm trying to like add in more. Then you're back in that hole again or whatever. But
yeah.
so
Well, I
I
got
like
that you were like burning yourself alive.
yeah.
Like you know that there's this one issue and then you suppress it. So you're like trying to douse out your flame and then you just add more fuel to it. And then you're like, what was I angry about? I don't even know.
Now I'm just now I'm angry about like everything.
Thing.
Yeah, no, and I realized that too. I noticed it and I was like, wait, no, no, no. Like, I think it was Saturday or something. And I was like, oh, because I was angry at like what the hell does it say? Like my court date, like when is it? So like I was like, I remember I was like, look at the paper. I'm like, when the fuck is it? Like I was just cursing and it's getting angry at that. And then on top of that, then I'm like looking online and look at the posts about Iran and then I was getting angry about that. And then I just started getting angry about like the environmentalists that are like the EPA, and then I was like, oh my God, and what else can I get angry about? And then I was just, and then I'm like, you know what? I gotta go work out because no, this isn't. So I like stopped and I was like, I'm gonna go work out. And I went and worked out. And
That's
then,
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
this was to like clear my mind because I was like, oh my God, I can feel all this
Yeah.
anger getting inside of me and everything. And I
And
just went for therapy before this. Why am I allowing all this? Like I would, so then I worked out and then I was like, okay, after I showered, I was like, go to yoga. And then I was like, then I kind of like got a glimpse of like, oh yeah, the last time yoga you did this and then this happened. And then I was kind of about to get angry. I'm like, no, 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 no. So
you caught
then
yourself.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to yoga. So then I got in the car and I drove off to yoga. And yeah, I got there and I was like, oh, this is good. Like I left my yoga mat and everything, so let me borrow.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's okay. I'd rather be connected with the ground more. Um, and so yeah,
So you even got to play with it in two different ways where you let yourself get all angry and then you worked out, right? Did I hear you say it was right after you did a float tank?
yeah. Like right after I did the float tank, I came home and I was like calm and chill. And then I started looking at like, oh, I wonder when my court date is. And like,
But okay, so look at what happened there. You were in such a peaceful place, your brain took over, and then it fueled you up. So it took
yeah,
away your peace. In that moment, you had peace, and then your brain took over, and then it started fueling the anger, and then celebrating with you so much, Nosheen, the fact that you recognized it and you went and did something with the anger. You worked out rather than continuing to fuel it. Like that's
yeah,
huge, Nosheen. You're doing it already. And then even after the workout, your brain took over again, and you're like, nope, I'm going to use this energy of fear and being scared to move me. You practice. You're doing it. You're not trying, you're doing it.
yes, I am doing it.
You are.
No,
You,
that was a big accomplishment for me because I recognized it. I was like, wait a minute, whoa, no, no, no. I know why this is happening. It's because I'm actually allowing it to like I'm I'm not fully processing this. Like, why am I mad that there's no date to go to court? Like, or something, because it doesn't say like, hey, show up this day. It just says in effect until then. And so I'll call them and ask them. But yeah, you're right. I did. It was a peaceful phase, and then and then I let my mind take over, and then I was getting more and more angrier, and I
yeah.
realized that, and I started saying stuff. I remember in a text too with Johnny, I was started saying a lot of mean stuff, and like he disliked one comment, but then he liked it. But then I was like, you can dislike my comment, like it's totally fine. And
Yep.
then he's like, oh no, like I'm like, no, that's totally fine. Like, yeah, this is. And then I'm like, you know what? I gotta go work out before I start being rude and like mean to like or say stuff I don't mean. So then he loved that, like, yeah, go do that. And then yeah, I worked out. And then in that workout, I was all like happy, yay, I'm working out, I'm moving all the energy. And then as soon as after I got done taking a shower, I was sitting there, I'm like, should I even go to yoga? Like, why? But I'm like, no, but don't get in your head again. And so I did do the Muse method, and I was being called to go to yoga. And so I was like, okay, I gotta go to yoga.
Yeah.
Um,
Because what if next week it literally is after 2 years, it's done. You don't have to go back to court. It's just complete. It just is. What if
yeah.
it is that? Could that be a possibility?
And like for me to like find out now, like for me to sit with it for 2 years and be like, oh my God, I gotta face it. But what if I don't even have to go? Like, what if it's just done? That's it.
Right.
And I learned my lesson and I could just be like, okay, I didn't even have to show up to court. Like, because it usually says return this day. I mean, they're not gonna just send it to you without saying return
Right.
date.
Right. So you'll do what you need to do. You'll take the action to just call and make sure there's nothing
Yeah.
else. And when your brain and Nosheen, I have a sense that this is preparing you for something in the future. Because over the last 2 years, the court date, this it has limited you, but it's because and you keep pushing yourself to go beyond the limitations. Like your brain initially has taken over and stopped you from doing what you love. And then you allowed yourself to go beyond that.
Hmm.
It's huge.
I know. And I do feel like, yes, because I do feel a shift in my whole energy and everything. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to do this because I like to do this. There's nobody stopping me from doing this. It's just me. Again, from our last meeting, it's me that's stopping myself. We did talk about how like there are other 6 days in the week to go to Aloha and everything, and like
Right.
I'm who's stopping me from doing that is me again, my thoughts, and I gotta overcome that, and slowly I am. I'm like I just gotta go and do the thing so that that fear or something I can let it go, or I can just instead of holding it in and be like, oh my God, what if I go there and this happens, or what if that happens? That's when my thoughts are like taking over. Um, yeah. And I learned that over time because it was our last meeting where I was like, wait, no, I am the one who's stopping me. So after that, I started doing stuff because I realized I'm like, wait, I'm the only one who's putting a limit on myself. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And now you're not. You're saying, thank you, brain. I love you, brain. We're going to go do this thing anyway.
yeah, seriously, like dragging the brain with me. My heart is like, no, you're gonna go do it because that's what you want to do. Now, what's gonna happen if you don't listen to yourself? You're abandoning yourself. And we did talk about that last time too. And it's like if I abandon myself, then like if I'm in a relationship and I abandon myself, then like I'll abandon my partner or someone, and so that's not good. That's not like a healthy relationship. That's not growth. Um, so I gotta accept me fully so I can accept others fully.
And you're on your way. You're already doing it, Nosheen. Like you're doing it. You're not
No,
trying. You are. Like when we're trying, we're not being. But what I've heard you say is you are being with everything that's here and you're letting it move you.
yeah, no more that term trying, right? Yeah, I'm gonna stop using trying. Just like how like that why to what, that's very powerful. You're right about the whole words that we use.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, even with the what if, like, well, what if this happens?
yeah,
Like you could shift that too. Well, what else is possible? Like if your brain starts to go into the what if scenarios of like the worst case, because that's where it's our brains are Velcro to negativity,
I
Teflon
know.
positivity. So it's not wrong. Thank you, brain. What else is
Yeah,
possible? Show me what else is possible because now your brain's going to look for what else is possible. But if you keep saying, what if this could happen? What your brain is now looking for all those things you don't want, right?
Yeah.
And you've experienced that. You've experienced what happens when you stay in that zone. You maybe piss other people off. You just start to divide yourself from the people in your life.
Yeah, no, I have. Um, and I like, oh my gosh, I realized this like 2 months ago or our other meetings when I was just like going all out about my man. It was nobody around me that was pissing me off. It was just me looking for more trouble because I because I was
Oh,
trying to suppress the one thing that was pissing me off, or not even maybe pissing me off, just allowing me to like feel and learn something, but I just got mad because I didn't want to think. And so I just went around with a torch and said, "You are on, like, I'm gonna light you on fire. You're annoying. You're like, you better change my time. You better change my hours. You better do like it was." And then in the recent like months, whatever, I just work is not even an issue. Like I'm just like, what? No, this is all fine. Like this is so easy. Like, I mean, not now that my hours change, I love it. Like how I have like a whole balance. Like 2 days I'm closing, 2 days I'm opening, and so it works out. I've been getting a lot of good rest too. Like, when
nice.
a lot of days that are 3 days off, I seem like, oh my God, it's forever or something. But it's good because I'm not overdoing it. As of compared to last summer when I was just volunteering, I was doing this, I was getting all of because I was not trying to think all the other things in my life, and I was just doing, trying not to think. And this time I'm thinking more, and I'm like, oh, I didn't have to yell at like my manager like that, or I didn't have to get the union. Like I was just looking for more trouble just so I could forget about the trouble that I'm already in. Or yeah, I do that. I do that because I'm like, I want to forget about this. I'm gonna go and cause more trouble.
And does it work?
No,
Causing
hell no. No, no, no. No, no, no. Not at all. I did do that a long time ago when I was about to turn 21. And then I thought about that time because I remember I got arrested once. This
right.
was like underage drinking, starting a fight. And I didn't even let a whole year go by. It was like, what, 3 months went by? And I think it was right before I was gonna turn 21. And even the cops, and they said they're like, you just couldn't wait until you got like 2 weeks to turn 21, and you just did the same thing, and you just got yourself in trouble again. And I was just cussing at the cops, whatever, at that time. But then in court, the judge like yelled at me in front of everyone. Like he really, really like he was just like, continue this shit in your life, and you're not gonna get anywhere. And he's like, 2 in 1 year, less than 6 months. Like you gotta, you should have learned your lesson for the first one, but yet here you are again. And I was just like, "Dude, shut up and give me my hours, because I had to do community service. At least for this, I didn't have to do anything. But like, it was like he like gave me 30 the first time, and then he like the second time he was like 30. He's like, you know what? No, no, I'm gonna give you 60. I'm gonna double it up. Like, I don't care. Like, he's like, you're gonna have 60 hours by this date and everything. So I was like, oh gosh. And then I had to like, but it was me. Like again, it couldn't like I was already angry about the time before and that I got in trouble again because of the fact that I didn't want to deal with that, and then now I got what, 90 hours on my thing instead of just that 20 or 30. So yeah,
Look at all this great information, Nosheen. You know that your brain likes to get you in more trouble.
it
That
does. It's like a
rather
devil
than you in
that's
trouble, face what is here. Cool. Thank you, brain. We're gonna face what's here because that didn't work. We got enough evidence to show us that did not work.
no.
It's not wrong. You did the best you could, but now you know better, and you can use that energy to move you now so you can respond differently now.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I know. I mean, like I was seriously thinking about it. I was like, no, there's a little part that I'm angry about, but why am I allowing now to let everything get me mad? Like, oh my goodness, people posting it. And I'm like, shut up. Like, it's just like going all like I'm just, but then I like, no, 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 I gotta go work out now. And so I worked out and I was like, oh, I'm like feeling okay. And then I got out of the shower and I was like, oh, I don't want to go to yoga because of that. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Don't think like that. Just get in the damn car, drive off. Like it's okay. And yeah, I did do that.
Even like the fact that you didn't have your yoga mat and you still went, Nosheen, speaks volumes because that could have been another thing that would have stopped you. But you're like, nope, I'll just be on the earth. And they always
Yeah.
have extra mat. Yoga teachers always bring extra mats when there's outdoor yoga. They just do.
I I went with my hat on. I went with like my other like love hat that I have another like pride hat and everything. And like I just showed up like, oh, sorry, I don't have my yoga mat or anything. And they were like, it's all good. Like you just And then I parked in the driveway, but I'm like, yeah, I'm blocking everything. Like, where do I park and all that? They're like, oh, park by the church over there, and then everyone parked over there. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I'll be right back. And they were really chill about it. They're like, yeah, we're still waiting on other people to come. It's okay, just kind of like wind down or whatever you guys want to do. And yeah, no, it felt good. Um,
Awesome.
so yeah, I'm gonna start doing more yoga this summer. And Tuesdays, I know you do Tuesday yogas. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna join in on a Tuesday yoga since I get off earlier.
Awesome. Perfect. So
Yes.
so what are you taking away from our time together today? Because we celebrated a lot, which we have to stop and celebrate because you are doing the things, you're being it. But what
Yeah.
are you taking away?
It's just that realization of if there's something that's bothering you,
Mm,
don't try to look for more things that are gonna bother you.
yeah.
I'm really trying to work on that. And I did this weekend. Like I caught myself. I was like, no, 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 you're doing this again. You're asking for more trouble now. Why? But like just move this energy, like you said, in that moment, do something that's gonna move it. And yeah, pretty much that's what I realize about me is when I'm mad at something, instead of sitting with that or moving that energy out, I'm gonna let other angry things in. And
Hmm.
then it's like that's being all the way suppressed.
Right.
And then it'll come out of nowhere. Like I'll be like having a good day, and then I'm like all of a sudden like, oh wait, this is something that just came up right now because I
Hmm.
didn't deal with it. But I didn't heal it. I didn't feel it. I didn't deal with it before because I allowed other things to get me mad.
Yeah. And if it happens where you like allow your brain to take over and it starts fueling you with other things getting you mad, oh, thank you, brain. I know you're trying to protect me. I know it's really hard to be with this stuff, but we're going to be with it. Like
Yeah.
having those conversations with your brain out loud. Yes, you might feel like a crazy person, but it's getting your brain on board. We don't have to do mindset work because if you start to get your brain on board, it's going to follow whatever you give it.
Hmm.
So, and it's telling your body that you're doing it in a new way because it hears the vibration, it hears the sound, and it responds. So by saying it out loud, it's really affecting your brain and your body to be like, no, we're doing this in a new way. I got you. I'm not going to abandon you, body. I'm not going to disconnect from you. I'm going to listen to you.
Yes.
That's really big, Nosheen.
Half of the thing is fear and all that anger is ego too. It's my ego because I'm like, what? Am I trying to think of an outcome or like expecting an outcome where that it's not gonna happen and it's just getting me why
Right.
what part of it is allowing me to ruin my mood or something? And it's part of the ego. And I'm trying to learn again, ego. And maybe all those dead things were like ego death machine. When you're getting on this, you gotta let the ego
Yeah.
die. And you just gotta be open to receive or
Right. See? You're opening yourself to receive when you're not feeding all those things outside of you because when you keep feeding all those things outside of you, you're really suppressing yourself. You're not receiving because you're filling yourself with all of this stuff outside of you, which is what the world taught you to do.
Yeah.
It's outside of you, it's not inside of you. No, no, no. But you're now practicing a new way of being like, no, I'm just going to be open to receive. I'm not going to just fill myself with all that outside noise because that doesn't work. It takes me out of my center and then I start reacting in ways I don't want to show up in this world as. It takes you out of integrity, right?
Hmm.
So this is awesome that you now know this. Like that's your brain's go-to response to protect you is to fill you with all the stuff outside of you rather than dealing with it.
Yes. That's why I said no to the protest on Saturday. That's why I said
Yeah,
no to Pride Parade on Sunday, is because I was
right.
like, I'm gonna keep doing all weekend. And I know that there's something that's, and I got to do other things that are gonna, instead
Right.
of going out and then ending up having a couple drinks and then ending up. So I'm glad the protest I didn't go to on Saturday, because if I had went on there, it would be more fuel. Seeing all the angry people around me, I'd be catching up their anger, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
but instead I was like, Johnny, I don't want to be around noise. And I even told AJ that for Sunday. I was like, I just want to avoid noise. Like, I just need to be with me right now and like listen to me, because the noise around me is just gonna make me feel good. It's like pleasure for a little bit, and like
Mhm.
and that's it. That's gonna lead to pain in the end, because now I'm not dealing with what I have to deal with. I've learned this in White Lotus. That show is really good. Um, yeah, the Buddhist in that says like too much pleasure is going to lead to pain. Like that's what us, the Western society and everything, we just want pleasure, pleasure. That's all we're looking for. We can't deal with our discomforts, and we can't deal with the fact that like if we don't have much, we're like gonna like that's how they were showing themselves in that show. It like hits you in the face because you're like, oh my God, really? Like you can't live without money right now? Like, or like that's how you're like that's it. Like they're talking about suicide and all of that and that, just because if they go broke. And I'm just like, whoa. And it kind of like and then the Buddhists are teaching like, hey, too much pleasure is going to lead to pain, because now you won't be able to bear anything when you don't have that pleasure or something. A pleasure could be money, drugs, alcohol, you name it.
More fuel for your anger, any more
Yeah.
trouble. Like in a sense, it's causing pleasure in the moment, surface level. It's not touching you deeply. In the moment, it's not, and it's not pleasure. I know it doesn't feel like pleasure for you, but it's fueling you. And that's your go-to emotion. It's not wrong, but I'm wondering how it can actually fuel you to create change in this world through your being, but not from a place of anger, from a place of passion.
Yeah.
So this is what you get to keep playing with is noticing when your brain is looking for more trouble. Oh, you're so funny, brain. I love you. We're going to do our work. We're going to show up for ourselves. So
Yeah.
it's really big. It's awesome, Nosheen. And then when would you like to, do you want to do a month out like we've been doing?
Yeah, or maybe like,
Because I know you had also talked about like talking about the coaching sessions because I have that sale going on.
yeah, because I mean, I do next week. I gotta, well, again, I don't know what the future. I'm here just thinking that I gotta call court and everything and let them know. But definitely, we can meet up again in like 2 weeks, maybe a
Oh,
2 week one, just so that I can give you the update of after post post court or post all of that,
okay.
like after court thingy. And then I don't want to wait like a whole like 1 month. I kind of want to just meet up so that we could talk about that.
Perfect. So we'll do the 30th. And because it looks like I have to teach that morning from
We could do later on if you want.
what
We
time's
could
later?
even pick a different date.
Okay. I mean, I'm available Tuesday or we can do later that day. So you let me know. Is there a better
Uh,
day?
Tuesday I work, but like Tuesdays I'm early. Wait, which day?
So Monday the 30th?
later on.
Yeah, what time on the 30th? What time are you done working?
Well, I'm not done till later on at night, but I can go in one of the lab rooms and we can talk.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, what time then would you want to do on?
I don't know what time works for you. Because I'll be at work from like from 1 to 10 or probably like 1 to 9:30. And so anytime I'll take a break like around what, 6 or something, I guess.
Do you want to do it around 6 when you take your break?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll send you a calendar invite. So we'll do Monday the 30th at 6 p.m. And then because I know you're going to take advantage of the summer sale. So it's 110. And did you want to buy a number of sessions while it's
Um,
still on
is
sale?
it, sorry, what was I gonna say?
I said, did you want to buy a number of sessions while the summer sale is going on? So like if you buy like 5 sessions, let's say, I'm just giving you an example, then you'll have those 5 sessions to kind of pull from every time we're meeting.
Or do I have to pay all at once to for the 5 or
Yes, but I mean I can hold it for you and just say that you're going to take the 5 or whatever you're doing.
I'll take the 3
Okay, cool.
and then I can pay as we go. Is if that's
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, so I'll just put you down for 3 sessions. And then, I mean, if we can continue on, the summer sale might not be going at that point, but I'll do the 3 for the 110.
Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, and then you can just do it through Venmo like you've been doing, and then we'll plan on the 30th. And then if anything shows up between now and next week, reach out. If you need support and your brain is
Okay.
taking over, reach out. Like you also have support in between our sessions for a reason. Because our brains are they're really wise. They're very smart and they've learned how to keep us away from being with pain and discomfort in the moment.
Yeah, no, I realize that. It's when I started looking for more trouble, like let's go, and then like, oh wait, no, 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 don't do that.
That's
Yeah,
your check engine light. You're like, oh wait, I gotta come back home. Let me connect and expand into my power because that ain't my power.
no, right, and yeah, the noise. Sometimes you just gotta not get involved with all the noises. Kind of be like, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm gonna sit right here and I'm just gonna pet this little kitty, and she's gonna go to sleep on my lap, and I'm just gonna. And that's all I'm gonna do, because
Awesome.
yeah,
There's a book called Rest is Resistance. I haven't yet read it, but it's essentially along those lines of like rest is resistance in the times that we're in.
oh yeah.
So you're leaning in. All right. Well, let me know even after you call the court when you find out when your date is or isn't. Because I'm also holding the possibility that you may not even have court and it's just complete next week. And that's
Seriously. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have confetti blown up everywhere. Is
right.
it seriously, it's gonna be like a relief because of the fact that it's like, whoa, okay, here I was. Why was I reading? Like maybe my mind was trying to make me read things before, and now I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait, what? What? It doesn't even say anything. Like, what the heck does this even mean?
Right.
So yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
the question of how can you celebrate? What would be a way to celebrate that this is complete and you're on a new path now?
I will go and I don't know. I will do a ceremony with all the flowers and whatnot. Something I don't know. Nature. I'll go celebrate in nature. No alcohol, no none of that. But just celebrate like the other way. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like honor something in nature. Or give something to nature.
Awesome. And just keep asking. Show me. Show me what I can do to celebrate like this completion of 2 years. And then
Yeah.
just be amazed at what happens.
All right. I'll keep you updated. Thank you so much, Jenny.
You're welcome, Nosheen. I'll follow
Enjoy
up with the
the
recording and then I'll
yes,
send you a
enjoy
calendar.
the warm weather now, and now that it's getting warm.
Yes, you
Gonna
too.
get really hot. I know. All right, well, I'll see you soon. I'll probably see you before the fire walk, and I
Oh,
gotta pay for that too. So I gotta reserve my seat for that, and then I gotta pay for today. I got
yeah.
you.
Does Johnny want to do the firewalk with us?
I gotta talk to him, but
Okay.
I'll double check with him. I did tell him about it, and he's like, "Whoa, that sounds really cool." So I'll
Okay.
see if he wants to do it.
Cool.
All right,
Awesome.
well, take care. Thank you.
I'll see
Have
you
a blessed
soon.
day. Have a blessed week. Thank you.
Yes. You too, Nosheen. Bye.
Bye.